What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Freedom Fire Podcast, where we want to stoke the flames of freedom every single day. My name is Kendall Bowman, and guys, it's happening again. Donald Trump, once again, blowing out the competition in the most recent polling. Now, this is coming on the heels of the latest indictment from the DOJ about the boxes of classified documents that Donald Trump took. Now, of course, we know that this is all, foolishness and that this is probably not going to stand because as a president, you have the power to classify and declassify documents and certain classified material whenever you have to or whenever you want to. That's the reality of being the president. The president has that power. And the left would like you to believe that the president has some authority above him that he has to appeal to be able to do that. It's just false. And the reality is that the president has these powers for a very specific, very good reason. It's because if you're going to be talking to other world leaders about certain classified things, well, you have to be able to declassify them at a moment's notice, just like that. Now, Donald Trump declassified all of these documents whenever he took them from the White House. That's the reality of the situation. But of course, the media is going to lie to you. The left is going to lie to you to try to push this federal indictment. But let's read. From the post-millennial, breaking. Trump is polling at 61% following federal indictment, knocking out DeSantis by nearly 40-point lead. President Trump is blowing out his competition in the GOP primary election, with recent polls revealing a whopping 61% of likely Republican voters will support him in the 2024 primary election following his federal indictment. According to the CBS News and YouGov poll, President Trump is leading his top primary opponent, Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, by nearly 40 points. 61% of GOP voters said they will support Trump, while 23% said they will vote for DeSantis. Former Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Tim Scott each received 4% of the vote, while former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley received 3% of the vote. Oh, poor Nikki Haley. Turns out your base doesn't really like the whole war in Ukraine thing. Yeah, that wasn't too good of an idea, was it? When asked how Trump's recent federal indictment will change their view on the former president, 61% said it won't change, while 14% voted for the better. 18% answered it depends, compared to 7% voting for the worse. That's crazy, man. 61% said their opinion of Donald Trump won't change. 14% said that their opinion will change for the better. There's a lot to say about a man and his enemies. Who are your enemies? Are your enemies good people? Because if they are, then that tells a lot about you. If your enemies are corrupt, evil, garbage politicians who are actively attempting to steal and destroy America as it all comes crumbling down, well, that says a lot about you. Let's continue. Responding to the question, if convicted over classified documents, Trump should be able to be president or not be president. 80% of respondents voted that Trump should be able to be president compared to 20% voting that he should not, data shows. According to the poll, 76% of respondents say that the indictment was politically motivated, while 12% said the documents were a risk to national security. 12% voted that the Mar-a-Lago documents case was both politically motivated and a risk to national security. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The president has the authority to declassify whatever documents that he wants to at whatever time. And as soon as those documents are declassified, he has the authority to take them. Now, he can negotiate with the government to have those documents back, and that's fine. But the raid on Mar-a-Lago, the taking of the documents, and this whole indictment, it's all politically motivated. When asked what candidates they would consider voting for right now, 75% of respondents said they would consider Trump, while 51% said they would consider DeSantis. 21% of respondents said they will vote for Scott. 16% said they will vote for Pence. 15% said they will consider Haley, and 13% said they will vote for Vivek Ramaswamy. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie received 7% of the vote, data shows. President Trump's impressive poll numbers follow a marathon of appearances on Saturday in both Georgia and North Carolina, marking the GOP frontrunner's first public appearance since receiving a federal indictment on Thursday. Supporters flooded the auditoriums and streets to greet the 45th president, who slammed Biden's Department of Justice in his speeches, calling the indictment a political witch hunt. Trump garnered further support for his campaign after he made a surprise appearance at a Waffle House restaurant in Georgia following his speech at the convention, and announced that he was buying everyone in the crowd free waffles, saying "Waffles on Trump." This moment went viral across social media on Saturday. Look at this man. Look at this man. The CBS and YouGov poll included responses from 1,798 likely GOP voters who were interviewed after Trump's indictment on June 9th and June 10th. So, what can we take from this? And what is the real question behind all of these indictments? I believe the question, well, on everyone's mind, that everyone wants to know is, why are they doing this? Is it because they know that indicting him will have an effect where people will have more support for him, and that means that they will be more likely to get him in the primary? And then, or is it the fact that they are really trying to put an ex-president in prison for nothing crimes? I don't know. You think about it. It could be a little bit of both. I will give you that. It could be a little bit of both. And here's why. It could be that they put forth these indictments. He ends up winning the primary election and gets into the general election. And then the indictments go through, and he's charged, and he's arrested, and he's put in prison, or he is found guilty in the court of law, and he's thrown in prison, making sure that nobody else can challenge the Democrat frontrunner. Now, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know. All I know is that Trump is far and away the leading candidate in the entire country right now, Republican or Democrat. I mean, you look at what's going on with Biden right now. Biden, I mean, he can't even stand up. He's falling over everything. He's struggling to get a sentence out. I mean, the most recent FBI documents talking about his corruption and his bribery schemes that he's been taking from other countries, the bribery that he was taking from Burisma in order to hire or to fire the prosecutor in Ukraine that was investigating Burisma, which just so happened to be the company where his son was on the board. This guy is extremely corrupt, and it's all coming out right now. That, so honestly, I don't know if they think that they can beat Trump. I don't see why they think that they would be able to do that. He's far away the leading candidate. But on the other hand, this could be that they're just trying to put him in jail, because at the end of the day, I think that they know if Donald Trump gets into office, I think he's going to put a lot of people in prison. I think he's going to hire an attorney general who is going to do a lot of investigations into a lot of these corrupt officials. I'm talking the Pelosi's, I'm talking the Bidens, I'm talking the Clintons, everybody. He's going to do a lot of investigations into a lot of people, including other Republicans, of course. But guys, I don't know. Would they risk letting Trump into the general election? Would they risk losing these court cases just, would they risk Trump having the chance to get into office so that he can put all these people in prison? Or are they just simply trying to, make sure that he is in the general so that they can have an easier time, or because they think that he's the weaker candidate? I mean, clearly the guy's not, man. I don't know. Personally, when it comes to these indictments, I truly believe that they are going to try and corrupt the entire process. I truly believe that. There's nothing that these corrupt officials won't do. Nothing. I mean, clearly Biden is corrupt. I just talked about it with the Burisma scandal, taking, $5 million from Burisma to go and get a prosecutor fired that's investigating that company. So we know that Biden is corrupt. We know what the lengths that he will go to destroy this country and to destroy his opponents. Guys, if Donald Trump is indicted, arrested, charged, and goes through the process and is found guilty, let me just say this. There will be very scary times in this country, because on the light end of the spectrum, you've got it's still bad because you're setting a terrible precedent. You're setting an awful precedent. But at the same time, Republicans are spineless. I mean, Donald Trump is the only person in the Republican Party, just besides a few people in the House and the Senate, who actually have a spine. So yeah, this sets a terrible precedent that Democrats will largely be the only side that actually takes advantage of. But on the scarier side of this is the fact that if Donald Trump is thrown in prison and kept from running for president, you could get something much more dangerous. I'm talking about civil conflict, civil war, things like that. I mean, other countries have gone to civil war over much less. Over much less than this. I mean, I would argue that we've gone to war over much less than this. I mean, you think about this. They already attempted a major coup against this president, against Donald Trump. They already committed a coup against the guy. Now they attempt to throw their political opponent in prison over what? Nothing. Just to keep him from being able to beat them in this election and to turn away all of their agendas, all of their schemes, all of their garbage that they have put their political lives into, all of their plans, all of their rich elitist plans and schemes that they want to put forward to control this country and to control you. Now, do I think that Donald Trump is some savior who's going to come in and solve every single problem this country's ever faced? No, he's not that guy. Donald Trump has several things that I'm not really. He's got several political opinions and policy positions that I don't really agree with. For example, when it comes to abortion, when it comes to gay marriage, stuff like that. I'm a Christian, so I'm sorry, I'm not going to support those things. It's just not going to happen. But he's far and away the best candidate right now. I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the future is going to hold. I just know that we got to stay vigilant and we got to keep fighting back and showing, hey, we're not going to stop supporting this guy just because we know you guys are corrupt. We know these officials that are bringing forth these charges are corrupt. We know that Biden's corrupt. We know the Democrats are corrupt. We know the government as a whole, largely as a whole. Not everybody in the government, but most of the government is pretty corrupt against Donald Trump. And we're not going to support that. We're not going to go along with that. It's not going to happen. Tell me down in the comments what you guys think, man. Do you guys think that this is them trying to keep him out of the general, or make sure that he gets into the general to face a quote-unquote weaker president or weaker candidate in Donald Trump? What do you guys think? Tell me down in the comments. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'll have another show coming for you guys on Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down in the comment section, and share this show with your friends. It really helps us out in the algorithms on Rumble and on YouTube. Really helps us to grow this channel. Make sure you follow me on all the socials down in the description, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos on Rumble and on YouTube. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.